Costs. Imagine how much it's going to cost to bring our utility lines underground. It's another pillar the board talked about this morning. Our Steve Mailing dug deeper to find if that's even feasible.
What if you were driving through your neighborhood one day and all of a sudden your power lines and power poles were gone? It's something that NES is actually looking at piloting in 4 select Nashville neighborhoods. It's been done in New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, but just how feasible is Nashville?
Trying to go backwards and get that out of an existing neighborhood is fraught with problems.
Former Glasgow Electric CEO Billy Ray weighed in, saying while underground lines sound fun and sensible, the reality is not so simple.
To put that underground, you're going to run into, number one, the geology of Middle Tennessee. There's a lot of rock, open cutting, perhaps even some dynamite.
Ray says not only will NES have to drill through Nashville rock, they'll also have to work with other utility companies to move their lines underground to remove the poles.
To accomplish undergrounding, you'd have to get all of those different agencies to agree, and that's practically impossible.
And it all comes back to the customer, because if this happens, you'll have to pay to reconfigure the way you take in electricity from an overhead mast.
Now each homeowner has got to make an investment in converting their electric service to an underground service instead of overhead.
Nothing's guaranteed, and it'll need a feasibility study. We've asked which neighborhoods in Nashville will be the pilot locations, and we're waiting to hear back. For WSMV4, I'm Steve Mailing.